Hi, everyone, and happy Sunday. I hope you guys are doing well and you had a beautiful weekend and you enjoyed the sunshine and the warmth while we have it. We are now officially into week 3 of our course, and I know that this is a challenging time for grade 12 students as you readjust to being in school and having that rotating schedule and trying to balance your e-learning course with it. The thing that I can really stress the most is watch this video. I've been having a ton of emails of people asking questions, and it's really evident that you're not watching the videos. These are your lessons for the week. So it's in replacement for being in person and in class with me. And so I'm just going to be taking you through everything in these videos. And so if you don't watch them, then you really are not going to have a really good understanding of what to do. So watch the video. If you are struggling with deadlines for any reason, perhaps you've got, this week you've got chemistry and math, and you have your two and a half in class lessons, and there's just really, you're just having a hard time balancing it all. The best thing that I would say is just to send me an email, and so we can start that chain of communication to just sort of identify what your needs might be. Definitely don't ignore it and then ignore me and not send me that information, because if you're just not handing stuff in, that's obviously going to ensure that your mark suffers, right? So it is still a grade 12 academic course, and the only way that I'm going to know that you're struggling is if you're talking to me, and the only way that you can talk to me in an e-learning classroom is by emailing me. Okay. I have had students reach out and ask to do a Google Meet. I'm very happy to do that. So happy to arrange that with you. If it's just easier to communicate in person, just again, send me an email and we can organize a time. Okay. So our week this week is pretty simple. It's just broken down into one lesson, and then you have a project. So you'll be working on that project throughout the whole week. As I mentioned to you several times in the video lessons, anything that we do during the week is going to be due the following Monday at 8 a.m. So all of our deadlines are always Monday at 8 a.m. unless it's otherwise, said because maybe you needed a little bit more time or what have you. Okay. But the same thing will apply for this week as well. So on Monday, you've got a lesson. And like I've mentioned with lessons, your responsibility is to open up the slide deck, go through the whole lesson, write notes on the lesson. And then if you have any questions about the content because you're not in class, then that would be, again, your responsibility to email me. Okay. So you'll go through the lesson. There's also a TED Talk. You're responsible for listening to this TED Talk and taking notes on the TED Talk, because you'll be applying it to future projects and potentially a test situation as well. Okay. So you're going to listen to that TED Talk, and then you're going to take notes on that, as well as review the lesson and take notes on that. You only have, hallelujah, finally, one participation activity this week. So the last 2 weeks, you've been doing a participation activity every day on the day that they were assigned for your attendance. But now you only have one per week, and you can complete that at any point during the week. So now you only have the one. This is your attendance check for the week, though. If you do not complete it, you will be marked in absence for the entire week. So it is very important that you do complete that, but you have until next Monday at 8 a.m. to do that, okay? And then you're going to move into our first project. So this is our first project of the course. It's introduced to you on the Tuesday, but you have the entire week to do it. It's been posted up in Dropbox, and there is a video attached to it that explains the project as well. I'm going to go through it here, though, just to clarify as well, so you have it in 2 spaces. And there have been a few changes that have been made to it as well. And then you have the whole week to complete that project, and it's due next Monday at 8 a.m. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open up the project, and I'm just going to explain it to you here. So this project is your introductory communications project. It's going to challenge you to basically just present a very good image of yourself, right? As a leader, your responsibility is to create the best possible image of yourself, your brand, your product, or your company. Also, how you present yourself both in person and behind the screen has such intangible value, and we really do need to practice our communication, okay? They don't come naturally. So this is really what this project is all about. So it's in 2 parts. You have the infographic, which is the first part. And you're responsible for creating an infographic. I strongly recommend that you use Canva. If you've never used Canva before, it's just a website. And you can create an account. I always recommend that you create an account using your Halton District School Board username and password. And there's tons of free templates on there. Just make sure that you're using a free template, because if you don't, then it will charge you. But if you look under infographics, they have tons of infographic templates, and all you have to do is just kind of fill it in. So what I'm asking for you to do is to create an infographic that represents you and who you are, okay? And you have to include certain parts of information in it, and all of those indicators are here. So your name, age, grade, strengths, what doesn't work, quote, vision statement, it all needs to be included in your infographic. And I further explain what you can include. You just have to read that, like under strengths, what makes you stand out, what qualities about yourself make you feel confident, etc. You don't have to answer every single one of those questions. Those are just guiding, thoughts for you to decide how you want to fill that in. And we want to remember that your infographic is a visual representation of yourself. So you want it to be the colors that represent who you are. Like, I love blues and blue tones, so my infographic would be blue. And you want to have a picture of yourself that represents who you are today. And you want to use fonts and font sizes that represent you as well. I strongly recommend that you make your infographic visual, so you want to use point forms as needed, but you're welcome to write full sentences if you feel you need to elaborate on something a little bit more. Okay, as you can see in this example here, this exemplar, it's for a kindergarten student, but it's a beautiful visual representation of this child at this time. Of course, yours is going to look different because you're almost an adult now. You've got different personalities, so you think about your font that you use, the color that you use, and of course, the words that you include. Okay, so you're going to upload that to Dropbox when you're done. Okay, the second part is your presentation. So you're going to choose this part B is called your life in pictures. You are responsible for taking 5 pictures of your life, real-time pictures of your life at this exact moment in time that you feel best represents who you are at this exact moment in time. So for example, if you work at McDonald's and you work there all the time, taking a picture of you at McDonald's or your desk at McDonald's or something at McDonald's is a pretty good idea, to include in your pictures. I share with my students that something I do is I wake up every morning at 6 a.m. and I go for a run. It's just like me in the pavement, and it's my me time, and it's so important to me. So I might take a picture of my feet on the pavement to represent that part of myself right now. Okay, so you're going to take 5 pictures of yourself at this moment in time that you feel best represents who you are. You're going to compile those into a Google slide deck, and then you're going to create an audio presentation that explains those 5 images. Okay, so those 5 images, I'm not going to be able to tell if I had that picture of your feet on the pavement. I wouldn't know, what's behind that. So you're going to create either a voiceover clip or a presentation, like a video of you explaining these 5 images. Okay, so for example, again, I would go on and say, every morning I wake up at 6 a.m. and this picture here is a picture of my feet on the pavement because this is my center. This is where I wake up every morning and find my space and my energy for the day ahead, etc. Okay. Now, I strongly recommend, if you've never used it before, that you download an app called Screencastify. It's a free Chrome download. It's so user-friendly, and it allows you to open up your slide deck that you create or share your pictures with me, however which way you decide to. And you can record just your voice, or you can have what you see here. Like, I use Screencastify for these videos, just a little square box of you presenting while you're also showing your pictures. Okay, so it's super easy and it's a really great tool. So I strongly recommend you use that. But of course, you can also present your video in whichever way you feel most comfortable. Okay, so you're going to do the 5 pictures. You're going to have the audio expansion, either the voiceover or, more of a video presentation, expanding on what those pictures are and how they represent who you are at this time in your life. And then you're going to submit that to Dropbox as well. So there will be 2 submissions. There will be the infographic and the presentation. All of this is due next Monday at 8 a.m. Okay, and that's it. Those are your 2 major focuses for this week. So again, your lesson, the TED Talk video, taking notes, the project, and then your 1 participation activity for your attendance. Project is due Monday at 8 a.m. If you have any questions about that, deadlines, concerns, just send me an email. My goal is always to get back to you within 24 hours. If I don't, it's just because my life is just as busy, if not more busy than yours. But I definitely will try. Okay, hang in there. And I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you online.